Hello, welcome to GeoAI tutorial 22. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do batch segmentation using the GeoAI Python package. Imagine you have trained a deep learning model for doing image segmentation and you want to run inference on hundreds or thousands of images and extract the information that you need. This tutorial is for you. So you can just use one line of code. You can easily run the inference on multiple images, as many as you want, and then you get the result all at once. So I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. In order to follow the tutorial, you need to go to the OpenGeoAI website and then click examples. Scroll down to here to the bottom, find the batch segmentation notebooks. You can run this one using Google Colab, or you can download this one to your computer. So you click the link, download this one to your computer, or you can open in Google Colab and you can run through Google Colab. Make sure that you switch the runtime type to T4 GPU, so it's going to be much faster. And so this tutorial actually is built upon the previous video for water detection. So if you go to this tutorial, I also have the video. It's actually tutorial number 21 shows you how to train a segmentation model for doing water detection. But in that tutorial, I only show you how to do basically run the inference on just one single imagery. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to run that on hundreds of thousands of images altogether. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show this one using my local Jupyter Lab. So you need to import the library, and then I'm going to just quickly run through the example. As I said, this tutorial already has demonstrated in the previous tutorial, so I'm not going to run it step by step. Essentially, what we're doing here is downloading the sample data and then just to train your own segmentation model. So you, if you have time, you can just train the segmentation model yourself. Because I already trained it, so I was going to save some time, so I can just quickly show you the results. So this is basically training the model on 2,841 images, and you want to see basically the IOU intersection over union is increasing. So this is a good sign. That means the model is performing the way that we expected. So because you're going to increase from 0, and the better closer to 1, the better. So but this one, because it's a very challenging data set, and also the mass, basically the water mass, the quality is not super good, and eventually we reach 0.74, so 74% overlap with the ground truth is pretty decent. So once we have that, you can run the inference. As I mentioned in the previous tutorial, you can run this one on just a single imagery, so you can specify the index, and then these are all basically the images, the ground truth, and also this is the where you want to save the prediction, and then specify the base model. So basically it's all from this water data set here. So we retrain the model, we have the base model here, oops, and we also have the prediction folder. So you can just easily run the prediction. It's going to use the model that we trained for water detection, particularly for this task. Then you can just plot the comparison. So you're going to show basically the original imagery, the prediction, and also the ground truth. Because we have over 2,000 images, so there's a lot of those. You can actually change to any images that you want. So for example, we choose the index, the water body number 3. You're welcome to change it, for example, to maybe a number 10. So this is a smaller one, or maybe, for example, number 13. This is a pretty tiny one. So let me find a bigger one. So for example, how about this? This is actually quite challenging one. So number 19, we can take a look. It might not perform super well. We can find out. So I'm going to change this one to index number 19 and just quickly run through it. This one is a relatively large imagery, so you can see it's being subdivided into 49 image tiles, and then let's see the output. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not bad. I mean, you can see all the basically the model doesn't detect small stream and rivers, so you can see these are all kind of missing. But in terms of the large water body, it was able to detect some of those. So like I said, the model is only trained for 50 epochs, and also I mean the image quality is not consistent. So some of the images are pretty big, some are kind of a small. So it's very quite a lot, and this is quite a challenging data set. So you certainly use this one to test different use cases to see how it performs. So how, for example, 99. So let's try this one, 1.1. one more time. So 99, and have the result. So okay, this one is much better, but it also has some overestimation. So we see this portion here, but in terms of large water body, it's overall, I think it performed very well. As you can see, you can run it one by one, but like I said, if you have these hundreds of thousand images and you want to run the inference all at once, this is where it's going to help you. So I'm going to download a sample data set from Hugging Face. Actually, this is just a sample data set I put from I get from here. So for example, I just extracted 20 images from here and then create a zip file. So we can download the zip file, and then it's going to be download this one. So you're going to see it's under this water body dataset, sample dataset here. So we have some images. I only have like 10 images here and also 10 masks. Like I said, you can point to any directory that you have the imagery, so it doesn't have to my sample data set. And once you have this, then you can run this function, so segmentation batch. So compared to the previous function called segmentation, it's just going to run the inference on one single imagery. The segmentation batch can run on multiple images, and this one is very flexible, so you can apply that on GeoTIFF or you can JPEG or PNG, so you can do that in any format. So make sure that your data is trained on the same kind of similar data set, so you're going to have good performance. So once you have this, we can specify, okay, this is the images. So we have 10 images. We want to do the segmentation and the output directory. So we're going to save it to the predictions directory here. And we're going to specify the model path. The model path is the one that we specified earlier, the base model. Then we use the same architecture, unit architecture, ResNet, number channels, so 3 channels, number classes, because you have just binary water and non-water, so you have 2. And then you can have the window size, the overlap, and the base size. So you can just maybe quiet equal to false, so you can see the output. And I'm going to run this one. So you're going to see it's going to find 10 images to process. Then it's going to run through them one by one. And that's it. So it only takes you a couple seconds. We should have this prediction here. So as you can see, we have the water mass here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or till 10, and you can open it. So this will be the prediction mass, and you can also open the initial one. So this will be the first imagery. So you can see here, this is a relatively large imagery, and oops, so probably I opened too many windows. Anyway, so basically they are corresponding relationship 1-to-1. So you have 10 images, it's going to get 10 predicted mask. We also have the mask here. Actually, this is part of the training data set. Like I said, in reality, we don't use it to this. You want to run the inference on data set that has not been trained, but I'm just, because it's the sample data set, so I just use this one just for convenience. And you can easily adapt this one to do segmentation on any data set, any geospatial data. So it can be GeoTIFF, it can be PNG, it can be JPEG, whatever you like. So you'll be able to actually save the output for you. One thing I want to point out is the output is being saved as PNG because it's less compressed. So you want to have less artifacts compared to using the JPEG. So this is something you want to keep in mind. Okay, so this is a relatively short tutorial. As you can see, it's very flexible. You're welcome to train your own model using this sample notebook, just preparing your own data. And then you can just run the segmentation batch to just run the inference on a large amount of images easily just with one line of code. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial. I hope you find it useful. I will see you in the next one.